Michael Jordan. To some, he's one of the greatest players to ever be in basketball and the NBA at large. And to some, he's the greatest player in the history of the NBA. To the extent that there's some heavy debate going on with fans and critics about whether LeBron James is on the level of Michael Jordan. Whether he is or not isn't why we're here today. But rather, we're going to talk about how certain NBA legends, past and present, feel about MJ, and how their experiences led them to believing he was something else entirely. Allow us to show you Michael Jordan NBA legends thought he was a god level. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. 6. Kobe Bryant. Talking about Kobe is a bit hard because his passing is still fresh in the minds of everyone. He died in January 2020, and the NBA and the world at large is still feeling his loss. Ironically enough, he was able to film things for The Last Dance before his passing, and the opening of one of the episodes focused on Kobe's relationship with Michael. And his relationship proved that while Michael may have been a god, he was a benevolent one to certain people in his life. When Michael was starting his last dance, Kobe was slowly starting to make his name in the post-Magic era of the Lakers. Jordan saw something special in Kobe, and as Kobe happily noted, Jordan said if he needed anything, he would help him, and he did. That was the guy Michael was in the NBA. If he saw talent, he wanted to help make it better. Didn't matter if you were in the Bulls, Team USA, or just playing a pickup game on the set of Space Jam. No, really, they did that. He wanted everyone to be the best, so he could beat them as the best. Kobe clearly had a deep love and appreciation for Michael, and he noted that part of his success is because he mimicked and learned from him. That's a big reason why Michael Jordan spoke at Kobe's funeral in LA, because of their relationship. And yeah, he cried, because even gods among men have emotions that they can't hold back. 5. Larry Bird. If you want a perfect example of MJ being godlike in a way that turns heads, we head not to the prime of Michael Jordan's career, but the very beginning. In year 1, Michael Jordan established that he was the future in every way. He made the Chicago Bulls better instantly, and when year 2 came, he was ready to fight for more glory and possibly a title. But for the only real time in his Bulls career he got injured, he was sidelined for basically the whole season. He worked hard to get back onto the court, but the Bulls management would only allow him to go for 7 minutes each half for the remaining games in the season. Jordan was furious, especially when it became clear to him at least that management wanted the Bulls to lose so they could get a lottery pick. But that went against Jordan's desire to always win and get to the playoffs every year as a Bull, which he did for the record. By luck, they got in, and he was saturated big time when he was unchained in the playoff series against the Boston Celtics, who would win the series and the NBA Finals that year. He went off, scoring 40-plus points, 50-plus points, and doing just about everything possible to let out all the frustration that he had built within him. His team would lose games, but he would be the MVP of the game by all metrics. Larry Bird, NBA legend, 3-time champ, and Hall of Famer, admitted that you can't hold the great ones down, as well as saying, that wasn't Michael Jordan, that was God disguised as Michael Jordan. And remember, that was just his second year, and he proved that you don't put chains on a man like him. Because if you try, he's going to break them and make you wish that you hadn't tried to contain what he was going to give. 4. Kevin Garnett. There are several legendary players who came to the NBA and started to make their mark right when Michael Jordan was about to exit the league, the second time after the 6-ring victory. One of them was a Timberwolves player, Kevin Garnett, who would later be a key part of the Celtics team that won a ring and went to 2 finals. Kevin Garnett was a defensive presence and was also a legendary trash talker, just like Michael Jordan, but Jordan apparently had some unkind words for Garnett one time during his rookie season back in 1996. In that game, the Bulls and the Timberwolves were having a close fight, which shouldn't have been possible, but it was. Garnett himself and another teammate of his was having a good game too. But then he made the big mistake of calling out MJ. Garnett said that the Wolves were killing Jordan, and that this was easy. You want to guess what Michael said? I took that personally, and indeed he did. Because in the second half of the game, Jordan exploded and got the lead for the Bulls from 3 to 21. It got so bad that the Wolves pulled out Kevin Garnett, and as he recalled later, Jordan came by the Wolves bench and started to mock Garnett by asking him if he was done, and if that was all you got, young feller, and so on. Garnett learned the hard way that you never insult Michael Jordan and expect to live. But don't worry, he wasn't the only one to learn that lesson. 3. Reggie Miller. For some reason, Reggie Miller is honestly a bit underrated in the realm of basketball. Yes, he never won a ring, but he was a legend of the three-pointer. Scored 9 points in only a few seconds of game time, and is one of the best trash talkers ever to play the game. But that was kind of a problem when it came to Michael Jordan. Because during one of his early years, he was playing MJ and the Bulls, and Reggie was having a great game. Michael, not so much. As such, he unwisely said, "This is Michael Jordan?" Yeah, Jordan heard that and was not amused at all by Reggie's comments. So, in the second half, he not only exploded for a bunch of points, but made sure that Reggie didn't get that many points at all. According to Reggie, at the end of the game, Jordan said, "Don't you ever say my name like that again." And because of that, Reggie only referred to him as the Cat, Black Jesus, or Jordan. And this is nothing of the 7-game epic series that Reggie and Jordan had with one another, in the 1998 playoffs where Jordan again was God tier. So yeah, Reggie saw the God that was Michael Jordan a lot during his career. 2. Karl Malone and John Stockton. Karl Malone and John Stockton are NBA legends, Hall of Famers, and should have been 2-time NBA champs, if not for Michael Jordan. They faced off in back-to-back finals, and both times Jordan got them the victory. But one game proved that he was a god amongst men. And you all know which game we're speaking of. We're talking about the 1997 NBA Finals, Game 5, aka the flu game. Although we know it now, it wasn't that MJ was sick. He was suffering from a terrible case of food poisoning from eating a bad, possibly tainted pizza. Go figure. Anyway, he could have sat out, but he didn't. And he pushed through the pain and the lack of energy, and everyone who watched the game couldn't believe that Michael Jordan was standing. But he was, and he led the Bulls to a key victory. Jordan played 44 minutes, finishing the game with 38 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. All while his body was trying to shut down. How are you supposed to top that? How can I fight against that when even MJ's body wouldn't stop that? Exactly. 1. Magic Johnson. While Michael Jordan may have come into the NBA during the 80s, it was Larry Bird and Magic Johnson who elevated the NBA to where it needed to be for Jordan to explode in the new heights of the 90s. By the time Jordan came into the league, Magic Johnson and Bird had already gotten a ring. And yet just watching Michael Jordan play in his rookie year, Magic could tell that Jordan was special, really special. He talked on The Last Dance about how he watched him and was in awe of him. And this came to a head in the 1991 NBA Finals, when Magic vs. Jordan happened. And while Magic's Lakers won Game 1, Jordan went off in the next 4, and the Bulls got the win. A torch was passed, and even a man that was Magic couldn't beat a god, who had a destiny waiting for him. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Michael Jordan and the times he's elevated his game to such a level that people thought he was godlike? Are you shocked that so many legends felt he was just that good? Are you one of those people who believe that Michael Jordan is the GOAT and that no one can touch him? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.